run down my 10, at least for right now. I reserve the right to change my mind, but I'm going to go 10th greatest Super Bowl of all time, edging out Super Bowl 14, which was also a Steelers win. Super Bowl 43, you see this play to Larry Fitzgerald. This got the Cardinals back in the game. I was jumping up and down. Man, that's when Larry Fitzgerald might have been the best player on the planet. Remember his postseason? Remember that Cardinals offense? I mean, that's Anquan Bolden clearing out for him. And yeah, James Harrison on Larry Fitzgerald was a mismatch in 2008. It's a mismatch now. Of course, you'll see the big play that everybody remembers right here. Roethlisberger back. Check this ball placement out. Good grief. Kind of like the Julio Jones play. Okay, so this is what I have for number 10. Great game, great finish, but it didn't come down to the final drive the way 51 did. Remember, the Cardinals had another possession. Okay, Super Bowl 34. Titans were down 16 points, and you see this, the great tackle by Mike Jones, 1 yard short, Kevin Dyson. The drive the Tennessee Titans had to get into position, I mean, Steve McNair showed such great strength, rolling out of the pocket. He had 2 pass rushers on him, and that Titans team was so mentally tough. Remember, they were underdogs. They weren't even supposed to be in the Super Bowl. They had to beat Indianapolis, and then they had to beat Jacksonville to get there. Great finish to this game, but unlike the Patriots, the Titans weren't able to complete the comeback. Okay, I think this might be the most underrated Super Bowl of all time. Now, I know people think Super Bowl 38 is good, but this never gets mentioned as a candidate for the greatest of all time. Got off to a slow start. The defenses played really well in the first half, but in the second half, Jake Delhomme played street ball. He had one to Musa Muhammad. He had another, there's the one to Muhammad right there. He had another one to Steve Smith, a very young Steve Smith. And the Panthers looked like they might be on their way, but they had a penalty on the kickoff, gave the Patriots really good field position. Adam Vinatieri won another game-winning Super Bowl field goal. Okay, number 7 on my all-time Super Bowl list, gonna go with Super Bowl 23. Now, this game really did feature some great defense because both of these offenses, this being the 49ers and the Bengals, were extremely explosive. The Bengals coached by Sam Weish, the 49ers by Bill Walsh. It was Bill Walsh's last game as a head coach. And Joe Montana had to take the 49ers about 90 yards down the field. He hit John Taylor for the 10-yard touchdown. Incidentally, this is the only catch John Taylor had the whole game. Great finish, great overall game, probably lacking some of the exciting plays that the Super Bowl we just most recently saw had. Okay, Super Bowl 25, Bills-Giants. Everybody remembers this. We should just watch it. Oh, man, I don't want to watch this again. I feel so bad for Scott Norwood. 47 yards on grass. And, yeah, you're going to watch. We're watching slow motion, so I'm speaking in slow motion. But let me tell you, when this kick went up, I thought there's no way he's going to miss this. I thought the Bills were going to win the Super Bowl. It didn't happen. The Giants' defense had such a great game plan to stop the Bills, and don't think of the Bills as a team that lost 4 straight Super Bowls because, honestly, most people had them winning Super Bowl 25. But it was Bill Belichick's defensive game plan that played a huge role in the Giants winning. Again, great game, great finish. Not sure it had as many exciting plays as 51. Nor did this game, Jets-Colts. And this game was 16-7. So why do I have Jets-Colts this high on the list? Well, because of the context of the game. This is one of the biggest sporting events of the last 60 years, showing that the AFL could compete with the NFL and Joe Namath's guarantee. What a huge moment in sports. This is like the USA Hockey beating Russia in 1980. Okay, number 4. How about this? Super Bowl 49. Now, I could have this higher. I think a lot of my colleagues would have it higher, and maybe if I give it even more thought, I'll put it higher. I was at this game. It was exciting. I thought there were some moments in the game that were a little slow, but that's true of all NFL games, ebbs and flows. Obviously, the ending is what everyone's going to remember, the controversial play call, that being not to run the football. But Super Bowl 49 certainly belongs in the discussion amongst the greatest of all time. Okay, number 3. I got Super Bowl 42. And to me, if you said this is number 1, I wouldn't be mad at you because think about the context of this game. The Patriots going to be potentially the first team to ever go undefeated in a 16-game regular season and win the Super Bowl. Only the Dolphins have been undefeated in a regular season, that being in a 14-game season, and to win it all. And I remember people thinking, including I think Tom Brady, no way the Giants are going to hold us, to 17 points. You're right. They held the Patriots to 14. What an incredible game that was. Okay, this has always been the greatest Super Bowl of all time to me. Super Bowl 13, 35-31, Steelers beat the Cowboys. The number of Hall of Famers in this game is remarkable. This was a fight for the 1970s, and what this game had was exciting plays, controversial plays, the biggest drop in Super Bowl history, Roger Staubach versus Terry Bradshaw, Tom Landry versus Chuck Noll. The only thing this game didn't have that 51 did was the way it ended. Dallas tried to make a furious comeback just like New England did and ultimately fell short. And that's why I think that you can say Super Bowl 51 is the greatest Super Bowl of all time because of context, because of the way that it ended. And I realize that people think there were dull moments in the second and third quarter, but find me an NFL game that doesn't have those kind of moments. People mention the Packers-Cowboys playoff game. Hey, at one point, the Packers were way up in that game, and people were wondering if they need to go make a sandwich. It happens. The point is that 30 records were set in this game. The context of what makes a game great is every bit as important as how exciting the game is. Tom Brady winning his 5th Super Bowl. Bill Belichick winning his 5th Super Bowl. The Patriots winning 5 titles in 16 years. The biggest comeback in Super Bowl history by far. The first overtime in Super Bowl history. The Patriots taking the coin toss and going down and scoring a touchdown and not just trying to get a field goal. As I sit here right now, I would say walking away from that game, I couldn't believe what I just saw. If you can't believe what you just saw, then doesn't the game have to be in the argument for the greatest ever? I would put 51 there right now. Ask me in a week. I might change my mind.